Hello students, this is Ms. Espinosa, and this video is to help you with section 7.06. Please make sure you pause this video as needed, copy all of the problems, show your work, and of course put the correct answer. Question number 1, please copy it down. Simplify 16a to the third power, b to the fourth power, all raised to the 3/4 power. So what we're going to do here is we're going to distribute that 3/4 power that's on the outside with everybody that's on the inside. So it's going to look like this. It's going to go to all three pieces. So the 16ths to the 3/4 power is going to look like this. If you look at your answer choices, you'll see that nobody has this part in the answer. And that is because they wrote this problem in radical form. So radical form means you put the 16 inside of a radical, and the bottom number, the 4, goes on the bottom in the root. So you can remember that bottom always goes on the bottom. And the top number 3 goes on the top. Okay, so it will look like this. And so what you have to do is you have to ask yourself, what times itself gives you 16? Okay, so you could break down the 16 and you can say 4 times 4 is 16, and then you can break down the 4 with 2 times 2 and 2 times 2. Now because this is a 4th root, I'm looking for 4 of a kind, and here they are. So that means that a 2 will come out of this. When the 2 comes out of this, don't forget about the 3 that was waiting. So what you're looking at is 2 to the 3rd power. So that would be 2 times 2 times 2, which is not 6. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So we're looking for an answer choice that has an 8 in it. And you can see that there is only one. So that would be the 3rd answer choice. Now we could stop here, but we really didn't do the rest of the problem. So I'm just going to show you really quick how to do the rest of the problem. Okay, so let's move on to the A piece. So we have A to the 3rd power, but now we're going to bring the 3/4 power on it. So we're going to go times 3/4. How do you multiply a fraction with a number that's not a fraction? Well, you have to make that number into a fraction. And then you multiply top with top gives you 9. And bottom with bottom gives you 4. So the answer for the A piece is A to the power of 9/4. If you look at the 3rd answer choice, you see that A has that as its answer. Let's look at the B for the last part. So for the last part, you have B to the 4th power, and you're timesing the 4th power times the 3/4 power. So you do the same thing. You make the 4 into a fraction, and you multiply the top with the top, and you multiply the bottom with the bottom, and 4 goes into 12 3 times. We could have also crossed out the 4's, and you could have seen the answer faster, that the answer was 3. So the answer for that piece is B to the 3rd power. Again, if you look at the 3rd answer choice, it has that part as well. Okay, moving on to question number 2. Which value is the expression 64 to the 2/3 raised to the power of 5/2 equivalent to? So we should just work this out similar to what we did just now. So the 64 got the 5/2. I'm sorry, but the 64 already had 2/3 on it. So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply the 2/3 and the 5/2. So it's going to be 64, and then 2 times 5 is 10, and 3 times 2 is 6. Now if you notice, this answer is not on there because they wrote it in radical form. So if you put 64 inside of a radical, the bottom number, the root, is going to be a 6 because it's the bottom number on your fraction. And the top number is going to be a 10. Okay, so let's go ahead and break down 64. 8 times 8 is 64. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 can be broken down into 2 times 2. And we are done. Let's look at all of our branches. We have the following: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's our 6 of a kind. So the answer is 2. There are 6 2's, so that means a 2 will come out. I'm going to write it up here because I'm running out of room. And then don't forget the 10. So it's 2 to the 10th power. That's the second answer choice. For question number 3, they're asking you to rewrite it in radical form. So that means the 6x goes inside of the radical. And the bottom number is the root. Think of it like the bottom is the root of a tree. So this 3 is the bottom, so it goes in the root. And then this 2 is the top, so it goes here on top. Which answer choice looks like this? The first answer choice does. So pick that one. Pick the first answer choice. Question number 4. Select the expression that's equal to this one. This one is the same exact thing. You're looking for an 8x on the inside, a 3 on the root, and a 2 on the top. That would be the second answer choice. Please pick that one. Question number 5. If 3 to the power of a over 5 equals 3, what is the value of a? Let's go ahead and plug in some answers to see which one works out. If I pick the first answer choice and I put a 1, if I put a 1 on the top, will it work? 3 to the 1/5, does that equal 3? The answer is no, it will not. The only thing that will give me 3 is if I have 3 to the first power. So I know that if I put a 5, 5 over 5 equals 1. So that's the answer. Let me show you. It's the second answer. So if I have 3 and if I plug in a 5, it will work. Check this out. What's 5 over 5 equal? That just equals 1. So then bring over the 3. What's 3 to the first power equal? Well, that equals 3. So the value that we're looking for is 5. So please pick the second answer choice. Moving on to question number 6. Which of the following gives the correct first step in simplifying this? The first thing you have to do is distribute that 6 that's on the outside of the parentheses. So it wants to go to these two pieces. So you're going to multiply the top with the top and the bottom with the bottom. You could also just go ahead and reduce the fractions and think, well, what's half of 6? Half of 6 is going to give you 3. So for the first part, it's going to be x to the third power. Now let's look at your answer choices to see if any of them did that. Oh, I see. Look at answer choice number 1. They're showing you that they put a 6 on the first piece and on the second piece. So that's the correct choice. They're distributing the 6. It's kind of like the step that I did here with the arrows. Okay, so that's what they're doing. They're giving each one a 6. So let's pick that first choice. Question number 7. Express 6 cube root x to the 4th in exponential form. So that 6 is kind of like out of the radical, so just leave that 6 on the outside. Now x is the one that's in the radical, so you're going to put x to a power. What power should you put here? Well, remember that the top goes on top and the bottom goes on the bottom. What's the root in this problem? The root is the 3. So that's going to go on the bottom. Oh, that's kind of, let me write this smaller. So the 3 goes on the bottom. And what's going to go on the top? The 4 is going to go on top. So this is the answer for this problem, and that would be answer choice number 3. Okay? Moving on to question number 8. Last question. In the expression 5a over b, if b is greater than a, which statements are true? Okay, so if b is greater than a, that means that your number is going to be, let's see, the expression will simplify to 5. Not necessarily. The expression is less than 5. That is true. Okay, think about it. If you have 5 to the first power, that equals 5. If you have 5 to anything that's less than 1, like a fraction, then the answer is going to be less than 5. Like if you have 1/2, that means it's the square root of 5. And if you put that in your calculator, the answer to that is like 2.1 or something. So it's going to be less than 5. So the correct answer is the second one. But this is a select all that applies, so we have to keep on reading. The expression is greater than 5. That's false. The only way it could be greater than 5 is if your number is greater than 1. And so that's not going to be true. And then the last one says that the expression is equal to, and they're saying that the bottom number b, 5ab, they're saying that the bottom number becomes the radical, the root, and then that the a goes up here, and that's true also. So there's 2 correct answers. Alright, please make sure you copied all 8 problems and all the work and the answers. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to turn this in for points. Thank you.